Hello, everyone, and welcome to this episode of Ethics First Live Talks, where the Data Ethics for All leadership team talks about food for thought for ethics first leaders. And with me here today, joining me are Sam. Hi, Sam. We can't hear you, Sam. Sam Wigglesworth and Susanna Raj. Hey.
Hi there.
Hi, Shilpi.
Hello. Hello.
Hi, Sam.
Hi, Susanna. Hi, good evening.
Good evening. Awesome. All right, now that we have all of this squared out, the overlay and the background and all of that good stuff, I think we are ready to go.
Looks great.
I know, right? It's a little bit of juggle. You have the first screen and then you have to turn that off and then you have to turn the overlay on with the logo and this and that and bring you all. So a little bit of technical, things to do one after the other to align everything. But this is nice. I love these this new series of conversational discussion that we have started called Ethics First. It's very near and dear to my heart because of two reasons. One, the things that we used to talk in our leadership meetings and the things that we generally talk with our friends on a regular basis. We always have so much to say, like everyone related to the current affairs and things that are going around us, in how we put ethics first in things that are important to us. That's like a conversation of everyday lives now for us. And so to be able to bring that on a global stage and to be able to bring audience comments and participate in all of this and understand what is it that's shaping our lives today, and bringing food for thought for people who are ethics first minded, who are thinking leaders, who are trying to bring change in their organizations, being ethics first, is that's why this is such an important and fun, I think this is a very important discussion that we have started. And so who can tell me about what are we going to talk about today?
That's a great question. I mean, we're going to be this evening. I think the main aim is to discuss our new foundation, DataEthics4All Foundation's theme in AI project, the program. Yeah, absolutely. And I think it's STEM. Is it STEM Day today as well? We're celebrating.
November 8th was the National STEM Day.
Okay.
Susanna, do you want to add something to that before I explain more about STEM?
Yeah, sure. I'm on mute because the gardener is, mowing the lawn there. You can hear the background noise. STEM Day was this week, so we are actually celebrating it for a whole week. And Shilpi has a great announcement to make. We'll let her make that.
Do, right? Not just Shilpi, our whole team. We are the team, right? We brought this program. We came up with this cool name together. There was just so much brainstorming behind the scenes for everyone who doesn't know. Like there's always so much discussion going on before we announce something. We put good amount of thought, just like anyone else. But yes, we do that as well. A lot of brainstorming on what acronym should we choose that really stands for what we want to do, our vision for youth, and how we want to change the world of AI together with you, and also for our next generation, right? And so we gave it a lot of thought, and because we have some very unique things that we offer, like career mentoring, career technical guidance, STEM tutoring, we wanted to find an acronym that befits everything that we are doing. And believe me, it was so hard to come up with one. If you look at our drawing board and everything that led us to choose the STEAM in AI, it's been quite a journey. And so Because like Susanna said, like National STEM Day was November 8th, but we are celebrating a whole STEM week. And if it was to us, we would celebrate a whole year and a whole decade, right? That's what we stand for. We really feel that we are bringing the STEAM into the AI. So who can tell me about what does STEM stand for?
Sam, you want to go?
Well, shall I go first? I could go first.
Just the traditional, not our version of it. Just
the traditional. Yeah. So we in the UK and internationally we use the acronym STEM, and I think often we refer to the really quite heavy technical subjects, science-based subjects. So the sciences, biology, chemistry, physics, and then we're looking at mathematics, and then we've also got so technology, so tech, and then we have E, which is referring to engineering.
Yes.
Yeah. And mathematics, clearly. Yeah, math. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think they're the ones we look at. Yeah.
Absolutely. And then, Susanna, how did we get to STEAM? Do you know?
STEAM, from the traditional word, they added one more letter for arts, and try to bring arts in the sense not just arts like music and painting and drawing, but arts as well as the humanities were all brought into that one letter.
Yes.
So that is STEAM.
Yeah. And now National STEAM Day is a combined day. It's to celebrate STEM and STEAM because, it's an important revelation that, arts is also an important humanities, like a bigger umbrella of arts is an important subject to include in STEM. And the DataEthics4All leadership team, we just can't stop at that, right? So we have to come up with our own version of STEAM, which we think, like, if you look at everything that we have done so far and what we stand for, we have included so many. What we are trying to do is create linear as well as non-linear STEM career pathways for our youth, especially leading to STEM and also artificial intelligence. And so that's why we decided to include many more subjects and areas, some things that are unique as to what we offer. And so who wants to talk about our definition of STEAM?
So Sam, you go first, and I will go.
Yeah.
It's not a quiz. Like, look at this. My own team is looking like
we may fail this quiz live on air. We are passing it on to others.
Yeah, just add the ones that we have added. So for S, we have added what?
That's it. Sociology.
Yeah. And Susanna, who can better tell about sociology than you, right? Like, so let's start. So today, our whole topic is going to be about the three of us come from very different backgrounds itself, and how we have all come together, and how we are helping shape the next version of the AI, or trying to build a better version of AI. We come from various very different backgrounds, which will be the topic of discussion today. And we'll start with Susanna. And S is really like sociology, and so she will tell us how we added sociology and a little bit about her background.
Well, I know how we added is, we just kept on brainstorming like what to add for the letter S.
Yes.
I mean, social sciences, sociology, and there are so many things that we could add. But sociology is the social sciences itself is one of the key areas for artificial intelligence, in my opinion, because artificial intelligence is built on human data, and human data, you can't take sociology out of human data. There is no way you can do that. And if you want to build an AI system that is going to be ethical, though going to be beneficial to humanity, it has to have sociology in it, social sciences in it. My background is from social sciences. Psychology is an interdisciplinary field of social sciences. So I study human behavior, and I study how human behavior can be interpreted. Human emotions and human behavior, human cognition can be interpreted in a way that that's understandable by machines. So that's where my background is. So yes, I'm glad that we incorporated sociology into this team.
Yeah, because just like you said, psychology, even though it starts with P, but yes, all these sciences, right? Like even social media, and we have had town hall discussions on how social media is affecting the disinformation and the polarization. We have had our youth as well as our C-suite participate in these discussions. So today, you can't leave artificial intelligence, the equation of sociology, out of the equation of artificial intelligence, right? So it is a very important part, and that's why we have decided to include it. Okay, so let's move on to T. What is it that we've added to T, our version of the T?
Yeah, this one is we had technology in the initial STEM abbreviation, but then we decided to add technical education, and I think that really encompasses a lot of subjects within it. It's not always the pure computing programs or computer science programs, but it does include that.
Yes.
Yeah, it could be studying, for example, how to build applications or web design within an applied program. And it could be, for example, understanding natural language processing to build applications in NLP, which is where I've got my experience. I'm a linguist, and I started out as a languages specialist with a technical background in economics and business. And I developed language programs, but I also started moving into natural language processing, because I know that there, as Susanna was saying, there's a really close link between the human interactions that we have, the human conversations that we have, and the benefits technology can bring to that, and just how much more enhanced our lives can be through technology and language. And yeah, NLP applications like chatbot tools. I've delivered a couple of courses on that recently, with our community at the bootcamp, and also with Sociology. Yeah, and I think it's really, first of all, for me, for technical education, understanding the tools and applications, the language, and building solutions, which is what we do, which is our goal.
As well as the no-code AI. That's also like technical education, even though it doesn't really involve coding, right? That no-code AI movement is that it doesn't require coding, but yet it is considered technical education. And so tutoring and technical education are the things that we have added to technology for T. What have we added for E?
I think.
Oh my goodness, this is a joke. Ethics. We stand for ethics, right? Data ethics. We stand
It is a joke only. I mean, of course it is ethics. Because the other one stands for engineering, but we wanted to have ethics in engineering. So
ethics in
engineering. It's not a word that we can forget, because it's flashing across the screen also.
It is ethics first. With our talk is ethics first. Everything we do is ethics first. We want to raise the next generation of ethics first leaders. Our AI Diet World celebrates ethics first champions, whether it's people, products, or companies, solutions. So we are big into ethics and everything we do, and we want to bring all conversations centered around ethics, whether no matter what career you choose in life, no matter what role you are, no matter what position you start as, like whether it's you're just starting out your career, or whether you're an experienced professional, whether you're a marketer or an engineer, or a salesperson, or anyone in any role, ethics should be the center and focus of everything we do today, right? I mean, that's the only way. It has to be, ethics has to be ingrained into everything we do by design. Only then we can be successful. Because as we all have always said, right, especially at Data Ethics for All, that compliance is a very low bar. And if we just do the bare minimum, if companies are doing just the bare minimum of being compliant, then ethics is going to be left behind. And if we want to bring ethics at the forefront, then we have to go way above compliance, and we have to make sure that yes, ethics can also be beneficial to your bottom line, even if, you know, it may feel like in the short run. And we had some great discussions around this in our AI diet world with some great speakers, enterprise speakers, where, you know, we talked about how we could really affect, like improve the bottom line, not just affect, but actually improve. Because when we are trustworthy, we are transparent, we are following good data practices, our customers trust us and they value their privacy. And so their trust, earning their trust means by following ethics, we are going to help our bottom line. So we want to make sure that our kids, our next generation is also understands this and puts ethics at the forefront of everything they do. Okay, so moving on to A, what have we added for A?
We have the arts. We've added the arts to this as well, and I believe, and also analytics.
Yeah, so that
so that's
is
two.
the
Yeah.
original. So we have added the analytics. Yes.
Yes. Okay. Yeah.
So
Analytics, of course, analytics in advertising, analytics in data collection. I mean, that's a big deal
Yeah.
now. Of course, it
it's
aligns.
a big deal. Yes.
Yeah. The insights that we gain from data are profoundly important to businesses and to a lot of organizations. And our focus as well is really making sure that ethics and data ethics is at the center of that, right? That we look at, that it reflects our society and bias is not brought into the data sets themselves. And understanding when that can happen. Yeah.
Susanna, do you want to add to that? Yeah, go ahead, Sam.
No, I'm fine. No, go ahead, Susanna. Sorry.
No, definitely. Whatever, I do agree with whatever Sam has said. This analytics is a big deal now.
Yeah.
Yes.
Especially without ethics, analytics is going down the wrong path, and it has been on the wrong path for a long time. So now bringing analytics and bringing ethics within the STEAM, under this broader umbrella, I think we can actually have analytical systems developed that are more ethical in the coming generations.
Yeah, and how I see it is like nowadays, so data is so much in abundance, right? So how do you make sense out of that data? So for that, we have all the analytics in the world, right? That is the only way we can make sense of the data. And there are just so many tools, wonderful tools that will give you wonderful dashboards, data dashboards, and they will give you opportunities to analyze your data, understand your data, make business sense out of it, whether it's for finance or for e-commerce or for healthcare, right? I mean, analytics is important to understand different trends and understand the customers and what they need and their behavior and the pattern. So pattern recognition, everything that we can do through pattern recognition is what we can do through analytics. And analytics now has become like data analytics, data science have become careers, major careers in themselves. Like people can become data scientists and choose that as a career. And analytics is a big part of that. And analytics is here to stay. I mean, there's just so much, not just abundance of data, but abundance of tools as well. Like there are thousands of analytics tools out there. And so you still need a human to be able to understand and make sense out of those analytical tools and the data and the graphs, and to translate that into business strategy, and to make sure that it's really we are able to utilize that information in a way that it improves our bottom line, right? So only data analysts, and you don't even have to, like, I don't know how, like maybe you don't even have to be like the best at math to be able to understand. If you have business acumen and you're able to, like, all these data tools will do the job of bringing the results to you. If you feed in the data, they'll bring the results. Then all you have to do is being able to understand that through your business acumen, right? And you don't really have to have like the technical coding skills to be able to understand that. So that is again a very I would say not like a direct linear path to data science or STEM, like, but basically somebody who is not from a STEM major could also be still a very good analyst. So I think that, yeah, that's a great great area that we have added to our STEAM. And then moving to M, do you want to say what we have added for M?
Definitely, it's at the core of everything that we do here at Data Ethics for All, and also it's at the core of every grassroots organization, that is mentoring. So then we have added mentoring to mathematics. So not only mentoring in mathematics, but mentoring in all of the letters preceding them.
Yes, definitely. And I think one of the biggest differentiators that Data Ethics for All has to offer is that we have 1,000+ global community of people, leaders who are from representation from 54 different countries in the world. And that's not a small feat. If you Google today, like how many total countries are there, there are like 200 countries, right? So if we have like 197, some like that. So 1/4 representation of all the countries of the world, talk about real diversity, inclusion, and also our age groups, right? Who can tell about the different age groups that are part of our community?
Yeah, we have, if we look at the statistics and obviously our data on our website, our youth team are high school age. So we have young students and teens that work together as part of the AI Youth Council, for youth. And then we have experienced professionals that are working in organizations and in healthcare and in various different sectors, IT and construction and various different areas. And then we have those that are they're a little bit more that also finished their careers full time and now are a little bit older and have that experience and that time to give to young people and to the next generation for mentoring. We have an abundance of experience across different sectors, and that's the wealth, the knowledge that we have as an organization. It's really exciting. Yeah, so right up to, I think, up to 70 plus, I believe, or 80.
Middle school, we encourage students from grade 6 all
right
the way to, like, professional, C-suite, and retired as well, right? And they all have so much of wealth of information. Even even young students, like, I'm amazed at when they came and shared, or when they come to our town halls or events, mixers, tech mixers. They have taught Pet for Youth studio courses, our AI Youth Council. Like, they have a clear clear perspective on how they look at the society, the world today, and they have an opinion about things, about almost everything today. So it's nice to be able to understand and hear their values, where they come from, what is important to them. Susanna, what do you like to add to this?
I think, starting, I believe the age difference is from 8 to 80 or something like that. That's how wide and how varied we are in terms of this community is diverse. It's also the disciplines, the countries. It's also not only just that, even within our team we have so much diversity. Even though it may appear on the front that Shilpi and I are both, our native land is both from India, but there is nothing common between us other than that. Not her background and my background are so different. And then we have Sam here, who's from the UK, and then we have somebody from Canada. Then we have another person who is completely from a very different industry, automotive industry, who now jumped into AI ethics. So we have so much diversity even within our team as well. So that's something I wanted to
definitely.
That is so true, and that's why what we are trying to say is that. And let me talk a little bit about my background. I started from a STEM career because I am an engineer, trained engineer by profession, computer science, computer engineer, and then I did my master's in design, in visual communication. And then I practiced marketing and graphic design and visual communication for almost 20 years. And I have seen how marketing itself has changed over the years, right? When I first started in this area in marketing, it was more about creating brand awareness, and everything was like, okay, we build websites and they will come, right? There was not that much of analytics in place. Like, it was just, it's one of those things, you have to do it, it's good to have. Like social media, yeah, you have to be there on these platforms. There was no analytics, no ROI, no nothing like that. Like, you spend money on it, and yeah, that's okay, that you have the budget, you have to do it, that's it. I have seen over the years how this trend has totally shifted. And so the graphic designer part of me liked this, that it was for brand awareness. But the technical side of me always felt like, how am I doing? If I posted 3 times on Twitter, how am I doing? Like, am I bringing value to my customers? Like, what does this mean? I spend 50,000 or whatever that money is on ads. So how did we do? What did we do? What did we get out of it? Like, there was always this question, but it seems like not many people were asking that question. And over time, go ahead.
It's interesting you would say that, because I think that over the past few years, from my experience, before going into education, in my my professional experience, there is more demand now in the analytics space for ROI data and essentially return on investment on your social media investment. Yeah, and there's lots of metrics and analytics in that space that are really powerful now, and we didn't have that before. And yeah, you're right. It's certainly an area of growth and an area that we're interested in as an organization.
Yeah, so I think it like came full circle, because like the creative side of me and the analytics side of me, like then it made sense. Like, so it came because of my engineering background. All this analytics and marketing came naturally to me, and people who are purely from just the design side still had some learning in that area, like how do you adopt technology to become like ROI savvy, right? So it has moved in that direction. So I started with STEM, went into non-STEM, and I think it's a full circle now. And then by starting data, I saw problems in marketing data when I thought, like, we need to do something, because marketing heavily uses data, as you know, from collecting data from website traffic, users, visitors, to like actually customers leaving the data and then targeting them, ad targeting, and then everything we saw with Cambridge Analytica. And then we used heavily used ad campaigns as weapons. We did ad weaponization during the political elections. So I mean, all of that was very troubling to see as a marketer, that we are not using the data well. In fact, we are misusing data to a point where like we are using it as a weapon. And that's what was the beginning of why I started DataEthics4All and how we've moved into AI. So I think I have come a full circle in terms of STEM, non-STEM, STEM, non-STEM, and like the whole thing. So I think what I'm trying to say here is like there are many, many paths to STEM and many paths to AI. Some will start off with even non-STEM paths, just like Susanna and even Sam mentioned, NLP, sociology, no-code AI, marketing, sales. They don't have anything to do per se with STEM directly. And yet you can come to AI, or you can come to data, you can come to analytics, you can have all those careers. But the pathways will be different for everyone.
Yeah, definitely. And we reach milestones in our careers, and we want to move into different industries and different roles. And we have that option now. The technologies there, the applications that we use to build tools are there for us to use and to develop. And it's really exciting. We just have to, as we said, make sure that we think about ethics woven into the design and the fabric of these tools, and that's what we want to focus on. That's our mission. So it's part of our mission. So,
Yes.
And
especially for our next generation. These are the resources we want to bring for them. All right, cool. So yeah, Sam.
Yeah, no, thank you. That was really, I really enjoyed that discussion. Thank you.
I know there's just so much. We are all so passionate. I can see the passion. Sam is a passionate teacher, and she not only teaches on an everyday basis, like by profession, but then in her spare time, she volunteers for Data Ethics for All, and she teaches workshops and courses, and she learns herself. Like she's a linguistic teacher, but she learns technology and she learns NLP and no code AI, and hats off to her for like taking on all these, stepping outside of her comfort zone and like trying to learn all these new things, and then making sure that she's ready to even teach others. She's just picked it up and now she's ready to teach others. That is just so awesome, Sam. And Susanna also, like she's taught courses on Sudha's platform as well as other places, and she speaks. And like we discussed in the last episode, like she calls herself, self-identifies as an introvert, and so it is difficult for people to step outside their comfort zone. Everyone, but more so if you consider yourself an introvert. I'm sure it must be a little harder for her to do that. And yet she has managed to find the courage to put herself out there in front of people for the benefit of society, and join and be the leader at Ethics First, Data Ethics for All, and be here on the Ethics First live weekly, talks. So I'm just so glad that we are able to create these pathways for our students, for our younger generation, and be these, hopefully be good role models for them to see that anything is possible.
Yeah, absolutely awesome. Yeah, definitely.
All right. Thank you both for joining me today. And happy National STEM Day week, everyone, to all our listeners. And we'll catch you next week. Same day, same time. Take care.
Make sure you join. Join us there. I don't know
QR code. Please join us. Please scan this QR code and join us. Join our community. Just like we shared a little bit, it has a wealth of information, many resources for you. We have the on-demand Data Ethics Institute and the courses. We have the community, mentoring and guidance. Yes.
You can figure out where it is. There it is. Yes.
Yeah. Have a
Bye.
great weekend.
Have a good weekend. Bye-bye.
You too. Bye.
Bye.